My guest is Evan Tepper, the former owner of Wholesome Kitchen out of Minnesota. And before Evan jumped into entrepreneurship, he started in healthcare consulting. Then he moved his way into the corporate space, only to find his way to starting a business. Evan, I'd like to welcome you to the Business 360 podcast.
Hey, Rushab, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Awesome. So we'll just jump right into this. First of all, tell everyone about Wholesome Kitchen.
Wholesome Kitchen, the idea was fairly simple. And it was this idea that there was an unmet need for less processed, healthier food, but that was also equally delicious. We started with the food truck with a simple menu, and we received a lot of great feedback from our customers. And that allowed us to build out a comprehensive business plan with some reasonable amount of data to help us sort of shape what that future and that vision look like. From there, we opened our first brick and mortar location, and then we started expanding on the menu. Again, start small and continue to evolve as you grow. So we added in a lot of food into the menu and we started with grab and go and then moved that to made to order food. But our food was being received really well, but we were in a very ideal location for serving that food. So we started a catering business and so on and so forth. So that's just a little bit of where Wholesome Kitchen is or Kitchen was prior to the pandemic and us unfortunately having to shut down.
What was the reasoning behind going from a food truck to a brick and mortar? And, what are some of the benefits of that?
Yeah, good question. So the food truck for us was never the end goal. The end goal was to create a brick and mortar concept that we felt like we would be able to scale and replicate over and over and expand through franchising. And so for us, it was an extension of the brand. It was the next step in that process towards growing.
Like so many people out there, you started in corporate and then you moved your way into becoming a business owner. How did you decide on choosing the food, dining, hospitality industry?
I'd like to say that the decision to choose food over something else was a really well articulated framework. But frankly, part of starting a business is recognizing opportunity. And this is where I saw an opportunity and moved on it.
One of the businesses that I've actually owned has been in the food, catering, hospitality side. I'm not in that business any longer. And this was years before COVID hit. And I know that there are tremendous operational challenges that takes place as being a owner in this industry. What are some of the most common challenges you faced while you were running your business and obviously before COVID?
The biggest challenge is sort of the sheer number of responsibilities that small business owner, particularly in food service, which moves really quickly and is operating every single day. So think about it in a corporate structure and now apply it to a small business. You're wearing a ton of different hats, right? So you're doing everything from HR, you're responsible for accounting and finance, you manage your relationship with vendors, you take care of operations, equipment breaks down, you're sort of on the hook for that. There's something goes wrong with the plumbing, right? And so you can just imagine the number of different hats you have to wear.
All right, so I want to take that one step further.
Yeah.
Specifically for restaurant owners, what is their lifestyle like?
Yeah, so as we sort of touched on, this thing is operating all the time, and frankly, the lifestyle can be really, really challenging. So the business is constantly in motion. So, and even when you're not open or you have a day off, things can go wrong, right? Like I mentioned, the aforementioned freezer breaking down, or there's an employee that has an emergency, or you get a call from a vendor, things like that. And so it's really best to not really think about owning a restaurant in terms of like that proverbial work-life balance, and really thinking about it as a lifestyle, right? Because it's going to impact you not just professionally and personally, but like all of those around you as well. So your friends and your significant others and your families. But it can also be really fun and exciting, right? Like there's that adrenaline, and because of like the pace, there's also that camaraderie, and you feel that sense of accomplishment and teamwork. And so, like you sort of offsetting all of those things.
One of the things I tell a lot of people is that whatever you get into, don't chase the dollar signs, chase something that makes you happy. And I know for a fact that many restaurant owners give up a lot of their weekends. And so if you're someone that enjoys your weekends, this is probably a business that you don't want to get into. So now let's kind of move it to what's happened because of COVID.
Yeah.
You had to exit Wholesome Kitchen, as has
Mhm.
many other restaurant owners. What did you learn from that experience?
I think you just sort of have to expect the unexpected. Look, this isn't something that anybody could have planned for. There's no protocols in place for this. There's no insurance, there's no business interruption insurance to help with these kinds of things. And I think this is probably just another test of resiliency, of being a leader, whether that's in the corporate space or owning your own business. Obviously, the effects are a little more personal if it's your own. But yeah, it's again, it's another one of those tests, I would say.